Welcome back, this is CBH4K, and this is basically my last video of 2025. So I thought I'd talk about what I'm excited for next year and beyond. I could lie and say that I'm really excited for Total War, but I'm excited, but I'm trepidatious about Total War. Because I think they could do something good. On the other hand, CA has made some mistakes, but I'm not a believer in just giving up on something. I'm a believer in giving him another chance, and hopefully they get it together, and maybe it'll come out better. But then, saying that, of course, I have to come to the realization that sometimes it's better to just let them go if they made too many mistakes and just be about safety and concern about things you can't fix. And, well, CA, I'm not saying they're unfixable. I'm just saying if they don't do well with the next two Total Wars, with this Total War Warhammer, Total War Medieval 3, they might be in really rough shape going forward. So here's hoping they pull it together for that. Now, another game I'm kind of excited for is Star Wars: The Fate of the Old Republic. I made my statements on that very clear. I did not have I don't have a bright hope for that. I don't see Star Wars in a good spot right now. And again, I want to emphasize you should never pre-order a game. That's almost a no-brainer at this point. But I understand some people would like to pre-order. That's totally up to you. That's your money. You do it. You do you. But Star Wars: The Fate of the Old Republic, I don't hate the idea of Star Wars getting an RPG, but I just do not trust it, if that makes any sense. But I don't want to be doom and gloom about it. If they get a good Star Wars, the Old Republic game out there, that would be so great. Think about it for a second. Think about KOTOR 1 and 2. And that KOTOR Memorial Massey Multiplayer Online game. Yeah, that was a huge success back in the day. That could be a huge success again. I'm really looking forward to it. Here's another Warhammer thing, Dawn of War 4. That looks pretty good. I don't see that failing, but I've been wrong before. So, Dawn of War 4 does look like a solid addition to the franchise. Here's the thing, it looks better than Total War Warhammer. So I think they could drop a really solid one in that one. The developer King Art and the publisher Deep Silver, they look like they've learned the mistakes of the previous developer and publisher of the Dawn of War franchise and are basically going to build something that looks, I want to say way better, but it looks solid. It looks solid. For those of you who don't know about Deep Silver, they're the people behind Kingdom Come Deliverance Part 2. And for King Art, they are behind Iron Harvest. If you haven't played Iron Harvest, I suggest you look it up. Both of those games, I feel like, showcase a sense that they can really do something solid if they put their minds to it. I don't think it's going to go. I have the most hope for that one out of everything that's going on right now in the gaming world. I have pretty much the most hope for that one because I understand sometimes things don't work out in a certain way, but I also understand that if you've done really good work in the past and if you've done solid work and you get pushed into something really big and they got the rights to the Dawn of War games and it's like, yeah, we can make a really solid one. I think they can do well here if they just put in the effort they did in the previous ones and the previous titles. They can really pull out a banger. Now, let's talk on to kind of an underdog. Call it No Law. Mostly because no one really knows too much about it, except it looks kind of like Cyberpunk 2077. And sorry, while some people do like Cyberpunk 2077 nowadays, it wasn't always that way. The launch was really bad, and I honestly think some people still have a lot of people still have a nasty taste in their mouth because of the launch. Like I know, I have some friends who will not touch Cyberpunk 2077 because of the launch. Like after they got it during launch, it played terribly. They'll never get it. They just gave it back, got a refund for it, and they will just never touch it again. I personally got it not say on release, but like a few months later, like in like a few weeks later. I think it came out in November, and I got it in December for Christmas, and I enjoyed it because it was a lot of fun. But I did see the problems with it. I did see errors. I also saw it overpromised in its marketing. It really overpromised to such a degree. I honestly warn people, just don't overpromise if you're going to sell something. If you can, underpromise. And that way you get some surprises coming in when you eventually sell it. But yeah, CD Projekt Red really recovered well from that, but I don't think they'll have the same like unquestioning loyalty they had before. People are always going to give them a bit of a side eye now because of that one. But I digress. Let's go back to No Law. No Law is developed by Neo Giant and published by Krafton Inc. I haven't heard anything too much about them. I have heard that Neon Giant did Ascension, a game called Ascension. The Ascent, I think it's called. Yeah, The Ascent. I don't know too much about Krafton Inc. because honestly, they look like they make a lot of artsy games, and I'm not really sure about it. I don't really play artsy games, but I do think they have a lot of potential because they haven't been over marketing it, and they sort of mitigated it, and they sort of, while Cyberpunk has come out first, that's true. I do feel like this could be a good intermediary between Cyberpunk 2077 and its sequel. So for people who like that, I think they will probably love this one if they play the cards right, and if it's a solid game. And I saw the demo, not demo, but the gameplay trailer. Well, not the gameplay trailer, it was the announcement trailer with a little bit of gameplay mixed in it. It looks like a decent addition to the cyberpunk genre. I don't think this game is a terrible idea. I think it has lots of potential, like I said before. And the reason I say it has lots of potential is because I do like the setting. I do like the idea of cyberpunk, the cyborg super soldier fighting their way through a city, kind of film noir city. Yeah, that sounds like an interesting idea and an interesting concept to run with. Now let's change up gears and just talk about XCOM. XCOM 3 there's been no word on it whatsoever. Firaxis doesn't seem that interested in it. So it looks like we may never get an XCOM 3. I'm starting to come to that realization. However, this game called Xenonauts, it looks like it's in its final stages of early access and might be getting a full release. Maybe in late 2026, or maybe early, or maybe even 2077. We won't know. I don't like to have too much of a crystal ball on it, but we should be getting it within a couple of years at the very longest. At the longest, we should be here in a couple of years. Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. That's the overall feeling I've been getting from the various dev diaries and such. I think 2025 was a good year for gaming. It was a good one. Like Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, all those were great games. And they really did bring forth also Tainted Grail. How could I not talk about Tainted Grail? I've started to get into, and it's pretty fun. Like, I would recommend you check out Tainted Grail. It didn't get that much of a push in the mainstream, but it looks like a solid get to me. All right, guys, I will see you. Well, next time. Well, I should say next year. Take care until then, and don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and thank you. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end like that. I really do appreciate it. Bye.